In Dominica, there is an extraordinary doctor. And all of others join a call. Hey, this is Sai, and you're watching SAT TV. Big up SAT, big up SAT, big up SAT.
Whenever the iron play, I'll be there. Wherever the steel band play, I'll be there. Anytime it's carnival, yo, festival, bacchanal, behind the big truck, down the road, everybody, they know that I'll be there. Yo, this is Mr. Challenge. You're watching SAT TV, the people's choice.
Yo, this is Ace Banton in SAT building, baby. You're watching SAT Telecom, that's the #1 choice. Boom!
Good evening, I am a presenter, Deslin Joseph. Welcome to SAT TV News. Among the major developments, DPSU accepts government 1.5 salary increase. NNP likely to win Grenada election. Media strike injures hundreds in central Russia. And in sports, former West Indies wicketkeeper and batsman Junior Murray to be honored. Details of these and other stories after the break.
SAT TV.
Drink your drink.
SAT TV.
SAT Telecom.
SAT TV.
Crossfire the bomb.
SAT TV.
Dominica the norm.
TV.
Yeah man, SAT TV Crossfire.
The people's choice.
That's
for real.
right.
Welcome back. In order to move forward and in an effort to improve our carnival products, former head of the Carnival Organizing Committee, Mr. Alvin Bully, documentation of all events during the carnival season is one important aspect we need to look at. Mr. Bully mentioned that young children should be kept in mind when revelers choose outfits for carnival. He stated there are nice costumes and lots of people coming out for carnival, but there should be a clear line between funny, sexy and vulgar, and in some cases some people mix the three. You then get inappropriate behavior, especially in front of children. We have to be aware of what we do in the presence of our children, he advised. Mr. Bully stated that, although the television companies do a good job in their coverage of carnival events, more needs to be done to create an antique archive, especially for events such as the Calypso shows. He is of the view that, after the event, there has been a problem for far too long in recovering information about the carnival.
What I'd really recommend is, apart from the videos and the screenings that take place and the radio discussions, is some sort of publication which would have various things like, say, a review of all the major shows, a review of the Calypso finals, who was there, how it went, who sang what, pictures of the major performers, both in the Queen shows, the children's shows, the road parades, the Calypso competitors and so forth. Especially in the area of Calypso. Every year there are these great Calypsos that are composed. And if it doesn't win, or if it's not a road match, or if it's not a prominent Calypsonian, those Calypsos disappear from view.
He said there is no need for Calypsos to be buried alive in Calypso Cemetery because music is everlasting. The lyrics of the Calypsos should be published on the internet along with the Calypsonian and the writer of the song for all individuals involved to be praised for their hard work.
Also, it's a way of acknowledging people who competed in festivals, in competitions, various competitions, and who did not win. And here's a chance to really talk about their talent, their efforts that they made, the fact that they performed very, very well, because out of a competition of 7 contestants, say in the Queen show, only 3 places, and these other ladies who did not place didn't really fail. It's just that everybody cannot win.
Mr. Bully said these people have done tremendous work during their participation, and while preparing for these shows, they should not be forgotten afterwards. In regards to Calypso shows, where there are 10 participants and only 4 can place, the others who may have great songs should be recognized in other ways.
So if we can look at the possibility, and again it could be a collaborative effort between the Calypso Association, the DFC, the private sector, the library, archiving department of government, could get together and produce a magazine, and I think we'll be doing ourselves a major service in terms of the preservation of our carnival for generations to come.
And in more news, the Dominican Amateur Basketball Association made history by participating in this year's Carnival Mas Dominic 2013. While all teams were invited to participate in this float, a number of teams were not represented. A number of past and current players showed the pride of representing basketball in the national arena. The association received very positive comments, although this was their first time participating in Carnival. The biggest question that the public is asking is, will they participate in next year's Carnival? When the team made their appearance on the streets of Roseau, most people seemed amazed as it was the first time that a basketball game was being played during the Carnival parade. They were confident with the street performance and had fun with it. The team consisted of both females and males from different age groups. The association would like to thank the sponsors, players, and most importantly, the portable backpacks donated by Tito Aaron family, as well as the use of chalk by MVP, which was free of charge. In other news, the public has commended the police force for the role that they played in ensuring that we all had a crime-free carnival. Police officers previously stated, although there were a few incidents during the carnival, there was nothing major. However, Granby resident Ms. Millinette John Rose disagrees with this statement since she was one of those affected after Mas Dominic 2013. Ms. John Rose says she's unhappy with the condition of her property after carnival activities every year. Allegedly, Ms. John Rose's property, the Galvanage section in particular, is being vandalized by carnival participants every year, and she says she cannot bear it anymore.
And when I call the police, they does not respond.
Okay, so what happened yesterday?
Yesterday morning, there was an incident with a particular boy, and I called the police. They did not respond. They said they would come, but they did not respond. It was about minutes to 1. I was there washing some clothes. Soon as I finish wash the clothes, come out from the pipe, because the pipe is right at the back of the galvanized there. Some fellas with sensei costume came, and they just start to hit on the galvanized, blow, mashing it up, breaking things. Next thing I am hearing.
She also noted that she has to pay for the repair costs every year, which is not fair. The Granby resident said she contacted the police officers to deal with the issue, however, they did not make an appearance.
Now after the police did whatever they did with them, the police go, those same fellas come back with their costume, and they come at the same speed, bodo on the galvanized and mash it up. It was not like it is now, it was falling on the road. And after they threw it down, they take a bottle and they hit on it. The bottle reached all the way inside the house. A piece of glass bottle fall right in the palm of my hands. I was sitting down on the floor peeling my kako. And I called the police again. Up to now, I have not seen one police officer show up.
Carnival season in Dominica is a time where locals and visitors come together to participate in our unique festival activities. It is also the time where our culture and heritage is showcased in active celebrations. The public is being asked to respect each other's property as well as their own. Actions like this results into chaos and can easily be avoided with just a small amount of respect.
They have come with putting up a bar there with a big speaker. Look at the speaker under the bus stop. And I am living right there. I have a speaker there blasting in my ears every night, from Thursday night up to Monday night. Down there I have one. As the two of them playing together. While they playing, the Lapo Cabwit band going up the road. Well, when the Lapo Cabwit reach there, they're stopping for a while. And as soon as they go, they're right back on it. Sometimes I can hardly sleep. I can hardly get my proper sleep. So I want whoever is responsible to do something about that because I am fed up of that.
Efforts were made to contact the police officers but proved futile. In more news, after a lengthy negotiation period with the government, the Dominica Public Service Union have accepted government's proposal of a 1.5% increase for 2011 to 2012 and wage negotiations regarding public servants for the triennium 2009 to 2012 are now closed. This was made public by the General Secretary of DPSU, Mr. Thomas Later, who stated the acceptance letter was submitted to the government on Thursday, February 14, 2013. Mr. Later said, before accepting the proposal, it was discussed at an executive level after the membership of the DPSU advised them to accept and then informed the government of their position.
Sorry, government was offering 1.5 and we were looking at 2. So after taking a number of things into consideration, we have decided to accept the 1.5 along with the $350,000 for medical assistance fund. And we look at the fact, the outcomes or the possible implication of going to arbitration. We looked at the number of non-salary benefits that we had successfully negotiated. We look at the fact that other unions had accepted the 1.5 and also what it would mean, what a 0.5 would mean to the maybe the lowest paid employee, an employee getting $1,000 would only, a 0.5% would only be $5. And we had to decide whether it's worth it even pursuing that matter further.
With that, the first day of the triennium, which was 2009, was 3%, 1% for 2010, and 1.5% for 2011, which is 5.5% total. He said, although negotiations did not go as planned, they did make some headway as they persuaded the government to move from 0% to 1% and 1.5% in addition to other non-salary benefits. Some of these include duty-free concessions for traveling officers, low interest rates on mortgages, and revised allowances, among others.
I think one of the highlights of our negotiation, one of the key major or the key point of our negotiation was the fact that in light of the decision to amend the Social Security Act so that public officers will now, or pensioners will now receive their pension, those retiring will now receive their pension at age 65, we were able to get the government to agree to amend the Pension Act so that the government can meet the gap between the time people retire and the time that they will receive their Social Security pension. All these things were things that we got through the just concluded negotiation.
Mr. Litter added that they have done extremely well in representing their members while trying to get benefits for them. He says going into negotiations, the government's negotiating team kept repeating that the country cannot afford a salary increase, which he begged to differ.
It's only when you get to the negotiating table, people will admit to you how bad things are. You have to be able to convince them that if certain things are put in place, an increase can be given. At the end of it, even when you're looking at non-salary matters, government will argue with you that while it's a non-salary issue, it also costs the country, it has financial implication. So you have to be able to come up with all sort of things. You have to be strong with your points. You have to be very knowledgeable. You have to be skillful. You have to exercise a lot of, have some good strategies in place to try to convince the other side, because they are as prepared as you are.
Mr. Litter revealed that there is a need for a national consultation to address the issue of economic growth. However, for this to be successful, all participants will have to put aside their political differences so we can all work together in brainstorming on how we can bring this country forward. He said Dominica is certainly not generating sufficient revenue as it should.
Our import bill, continue to expand, and we are not exporting enough. So the balance of trade is very, very wide. That is something that we need to look at. The whole question of employment, you know that once people are employed, they will spend. Once they are spending, it means the government is collecting more revenue in terms of VAT and other taxes. The social security will be collecting more money, and everybody will be happier. So these are some of the things that we have suggested to the government that can be done to really improve the economy.
Mr. Letta went on to say that the executive will meet shortly to discuss what they will do different for the negotiations for the Triennium 2012 to 2015, which should have begun since July of 2012. And in court tonight, one man who found himself in hot water will have to wait until February 22, 2013 before another application can be made to find out whether or not he will be granted bail. Greg Simon of Lagore, Portsmouth, who appeared before Roseau Magistrate Ozzie Lewis, was slapped with 2 serious charges following an incident in Portsmouth on Friday, February 8, 2013. They are possession of 7 rounds of .38 caliber ammunition, without being the holder of a license, and possession of .38 caliber pistol without a valid license. He pled not guilty to both charges. Police Prosecutor Inspector Constance objected to bail on grounds that the matter is still being investigated while the Portsmouth Police needs more time. The case has been adjourned until May 28, 2013. In more court news, there was a big disruption at the Roseau Magistrate Court on Thursday, February 14, 2013, when Yannick Lander, accused of murder, attacked another prisoner. The incident occurred while leaving the prison's box after his bail application was denied. While leaving, he attacked and beat another prisoner who was sitting at the time and was caught off guard. It took 6 police officers to tackle Lander and extract him from his bleeding victim before he was rushed back to the Stock Farm prison. Court proceedings have been temporarily suspended because of the incident. Lander was charged with the murder of Dwayne Pinard of Castle Comfort, which occurred in 2008. He was granted bail in 2010. While on bail, he reportedly attacked Kyle David and has been remanded in custody for that offense. In more court news, one man will have some time to think of his actions after pleading guilty at the Roseau Magistrates Court on Thursday, February 14th to 4 charges of theft on Carnival Monday. 23-year-old Rico Warner of Tarishpit stole 2 BlackBerry Curve cell phones valued at $700 each, one belonging to Sherlyn Valmore and the other Ezra George. He also stole a BlackBerry Bold valued at $800 and a waist bag valued at $120, the property of Albert Simon, and a BlackBerry Touch valued at $1,500 belonging to Naomi George. According to the facts of the case read by Police Prosecutor Inspector Claude Weeks, the items were stolen while the unexpected victims were dancing in a band during the Carnival Monday celebration on February 11, 2013. When questioned, Mr. Warner admitted to stealing the items in the presence of the victims when taken into custody by the police after receiving certain information about the incidents. In mitigation, his attorney Darius Jones stated that his client is a father of 2 children who will be celebrating his 24th birthday shortly. He also added that his client is a fisherman who did not waste the court's time by pleading guilty and also demonstrated remorse for his actions. When given a chance to explain his actions, Mr. Warner said, and I quote, "Your Honor, I lost my head under the influence of alcohol and I did not know what I was doing." End quote. Magistrate Kanye Judge advised the defendant that he should not have taken advantage of the vulnerable people. He was sentenced to 2 months imprisonment for each of the 4 charges, which are to run consecutively. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.